and then you have to apply to court for leave to withdraw. And the judge in the article, you don't just wake up and then you withdraw, like you just withdraw back off just like that. There are rules that governing your withdrawal as a lawyer from standing in for your client. So now that we have Atachia standing in, I'm sure maybe he has gone to do the right thing.
With the whole issue of Atachia coming in, I think there has to be a clarification, because as it stands now, the court has not granted Apia Kubi the go-ahead to withdraw from the case, and the client is saying that there's a whole lot of issues. Thank you so much for joining us on the news review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Bringing you today in history and some global observances, live on GhanaTalks breakfast show. On this day, Lincoln warned that America is becoming a house divided. Abraham Lincoln warned in his 1858 House Divided speech that the United States could not permanently endure half slave and half free. Delivered on this day, 1858, in Springfield, upon accepting the Republican nomination for the U.S. Senate, Lincoln famously declared, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." Tupac was born on this day. Tupac Amaru was born in Lesana Parish, Crocs, on this day 1971, and died on September 13, 1996. Also known by his stage name Tupac and Machiavelli, he was an American rapper and actor. He was one of the most influential musical artists of the 20th century and a prominent political activist for Black America. He is among the best-selling music artists, having sold more than 75 million records worldwide. Some of Tupac's music addressed social injustice, political issues, and the marginalization of African Americans, but he was also synonymous with gangster rap and violent lyrics. 1862, Union thwarted at the Battle of Section V. Union forces attempting to capture Charleston, South Carolina, by land were thwarted at the Battle of Section V. Confederate defenders at Tower Battery on James Island successfully repelled waves of Union attackers, maintaining control of the vital harbor. To some few global observances: International Day of the African Child, to honor the memory of the 1976 Soweto uprising in South Africa, where thousands of school children marched to protest poor educational conditions and were violently attacked by the apartheid regime. Lastly, Free Veggies Day. Free Veggies Day is a health-focused holiday that highlights the importance of incorporating fresh, unprocessed, and locally grown vegetables into our daily diet. It serves as a reminder to maximize nutritional intake, support local growers, and appreciate the vibrant colors and flavors of seasonal produce. And that's all for today on Today in History and some global observances, live on GhanaTalks breakfast show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for Today in History and some observances of the day. Up next, we have Debbie's Grill.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear, or favor. The Ghana Institute of Architects has raised concern that Ghana's increasing dependence on private developers for housing delivery is worsening the country's housing deficit, cautioning that the trend could undermine effort to achieve affordable and sustainable urban development. The institute says the situation limits the state influence over housing supply and urban planning outcomes, as the bulk of housing infrastructure is now driven by private developers. Speaking at a roundtable discussion on the theme Building Competitive Cities, Infrastructure, Innovation and Investment for Sustainable Economic Growth, the president of the Ghana Institute of Architects, Tony Asari, said about 80% of housing infrastructure in the country is provided by the private sector. According to him, while private sector participation remains essential, over-reliance on it poses risk to national housing policy and urban development planning. He cautioned that leaving critical urban infrastructure largely in private hands without strong regulatory oversight and government incentives weaken the state's ability to ensure balanced and inclusive development. He added that without effective policy direction and stronger government intervention, Ghana risks exacerbating its existing housing challenges. This has been an issue for the past few months now, where we had instances where we were all complaining about rent issues and a whole lot. And that is because we cannot, personally, I cannot point to a complete set of a house unit that was being built by the government. And so most of the houses that are being rented out to the citizens are houses that are built by private developers, private estate developers. 99% of houses that are being rented out to citizens in Ghana, 99% are owned by the private developers. You get to find about a few. And I remember those time they were how, like, the government brought out initiative, not under this previous not under this current government, but if my memory serves me well, I think under the former president Kufuor, they brought out a policy where I think the house is being called low cost, and they have a way it is being built, and they call it affordable housing that is being rented to government workers at a low price, at a low cost. So you can actually get that money from even the name low cost. So that was how it is. And they have a way of building it. So immediately you see this out, you know that, oh, this is a government like own property and is being rented out to government officials. But it never got to anywhere. Because as it stands now, I feel like one of the main challenge that we are facing has to do with rent issues right here in Ghana. And because the government do not have an estate, the government does not have a lot of houses they built where they can rent out to citizens at a low cost. Citizens are being forced to get into the house of these private developers or these private owners who own these houses, and they are being given to you at a higher price, and there is nothing you can do. You need a place to lay your head, so you go in for it. And I can boldly tell you that most of these people do not take 1 year advance. So the person is taking like 500 or 600 a month, and they are taking it 2 years. Some even take 3 years advance. And the most painful aspect is that they don't even tell you that where they are renting to you, maybe it's a waterlogged area, there is a problem with the house, maybe there is a challenge with the lighting system. They don't tell you. What most of these people are so interested in is the money. And immediately they take the money, that is it. They are not going to refund the money back to you. And you see, sometimes when you rent this house, you get it in the name, you realize a lot of faults, a lot of mistakes, and you use your personal money in fixing it. Some of them are so good enough that they will tell you that this is what is going on. So you bargain or you sit down and you talk it out with the tenant. And then they boldly tell you that, well, this is a challenge we have here. Is that you use parts of the money to fix it. Use part of your money to fix it. So if the person is supposed to take maybe 3,000 in a year, if the person is taking like 3,000, then the person can boldly tell them, okay, fine, maybe use 2,000 to fix it, and then I'll take only 1,000. From the next coming year, then I'll start taking the full payment, because you've used 2,000 of the money to repair what is supposed to be repaired in the house. But some people do not even tell you. They don't. So he's saying that if we rely so much on these private developers, it's going to hurt us so much. Yes, it is essential that the government collaborates with these private developers. But I feel if that should happen, there should be strict monitoring and oversight. If that is not done, then I'm not sure this will work out. Because this private developer, before a private developer will set his or her mind to build an estate, they've already planned what they will get. So if the government wants to partner with this private institution or private developers to build houses so that it can be rented out cheaply to these people, then I think that there need to be some sort of communication, deep one, of course. This is not shallow communication, where maybe day in, day out, we'll have people coming over to supervise, we'll have people coming over to monitor. And I remember when this issue popped out, the government said they are going to build a unit of houses. I don't know when they are going to start that, because they have about 1.5 years. I don't know, maybe they are going to start it next year, or they are starting it ending of this year to next year. I don't know how they are going to do it. But I can tell you that this is one thing that is really affecting the citizens of this country. And people are really going through a lot when it has to do with housing, especially in Accra. In Accra, yeah, excuse me, but it's crazy. It's different when you find yourself in other places like the northern region, like the Volta region, like the T region. I mean, you don't struggle to get a place to rent. And it's very, very affordable. I'm telling you the truth. Very, very affordable. But when it comes to Accra, it's a different story altogether. Because everybody wants to be in Accra. Everybody wants to come to Accra. Accra is heaven on earth. Accra, they see Accra to be a place where they can make money. I mean, I don't know how people envision Accra, but a lot of things go through people's head, and they want to be here. Maybe it's what they see on tele, the good roads and a whole lot. So everybody wants to be in Accra, and Accra is congested. And so if someone is able to build a 3-unit house, or maybe 4 or 5, it's very, very expensive. And sometimes you go to rent this house, they don't even have a common toilet. They don't have it. So you be in your house and you're walking about miles to other places, and you see all things are things that needs to be sorted out. Imagine the government has a lot of houses they built. These private developers will be forced to decrease their price. They'll be forced to decrease it, because it will now look as if the government is competing with them. So if the government builds a lot of houses, and then they've reduced the cost of rent, I'm telling you, these private developers will reduce the price. They will reduce it, because they don't want to rent the house to you in a higher price, because when they do that, you have other alternatives. But here lies the case, there is no alternative. So if the person is telling you that they are taking 600, they are taking 700, you just go in and you rent. And sometimes after renting, the stress that comes with it is different. It's different. I earlier said that most of these landlords, most of these landladies do not even tell you the truth. They don't tell you the truth. They lie to you. What they are interested in is the money. They're only interested in the money. They don't care on how to renovate the house, put things in order. They don't care about that. They only care for the money. So that is what they do. But imagine the government's house, a lot of houses they build where you can go and rent. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to be calling an agent. And most of these agents will not even get you a good place. They will intentionally get you a place that is bad. Whether you like it or not, they've already taken their money. And if you like the place, you are supposed to pay 10% of what you are paying to the landlord or the landlady for this agent. This is the stress that people are going through every day. And that is why we are all saying that it is necessary. In fact, it is mandatory that the government take this particular issue very, very serious. But because it is one of the issue that I would say it is on the heart of the citizens. And that would definitely be a dream come true. If only they are going to build those houses. You know, the most funny aspect is when they bring out the policy of building houses, affordable houses, and all that, after they are done, most of these affordable houses are not affordable. The prices they even mention to you, like it's something else. It's abysmal. You get it? And then we have the Saglame housing project that have been left to rot. All these things are things that could have been prevented. I don't even chip into that. But this is what we are telling the government. That we are pleading with him. He has promised us, and then we are hoping that that promise will come into manifestation. It shouldn't be one of those talks we've heard before. It shouldn't be a hearsay something. But we hope and then we pray that it will materialize. Because if it does, it is going to help. It will really help. It will really, really help. But if not, then it's a different story. It's a different story. I wouldn't sit here and lie to you. People are really going through a lot. When it has to do with rent issues here in Accra, it's a lot. It's a lot. You pay huge money. The landlord, the landlady does not care. You get in there, and then there is even the roofing shades is penetrated, or the roofing sheet has this kind of holes in them, and they don't even mind. And as I said, they are only interested in the money. But imagine, we can point to about 5, 10, 20, 50 houses. We can point to about 100, 200, 300, 500 built by the state. I think it's about time we put the concern of the people first, and I'm sure that will go a long way to help us. If not, then Mr. President, we are doomed. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Girl.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for the girl, and thank you too for joining us on the first segment of the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. We'll be going for the news shortly, and right after the news, we'll be back. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the morning news update on GhanaTalks Radio, coming to you live from our studios, Anya. Coming up this morning, President John Dramani Mahama, together with his appointees, donate 6 months' salaries as 6.1 million hit Ghana Medical Trust Fund. Government spokesperson Kwachio Fosu confirms Sophia Ekufu submitted resignation in September 2025 with no explanation. Anti-corruption fight under threat over the effective plea bargain system. Also coming up in the news, AB and David founder urges government to base district creation on spatial planning and not election. We've got details on these stories and many others coming up shortly. The Ghana Medical Trust Fund has received a major boost with 6.1 million Ghana cedis in seed funding from President John Dramani Mahama and his appointees. The Controller and Accountant General's Department transferred the amount on Monday, June 15, made up of 6 months' salary contributions from the President and political appointees, Jubilee House staff, and funds paid by asset declaration defaulters. Speaking after the transfer, officials said Mahama Cares was set to ease the financial burden on patients with cancer, kidney failure, heart disease, and stroke. The fund will cover treatment, medication, and specialist care for vulnerable patients who cannot afford the cost. The inclusion of contributions from asset declaration defaulters adds a compliance angle to the initiative, linking good governance to direct social impact.
A fund and leave the room. He himself pledged 6 months of his own salary as seed funding. He then turned to us, his appointees, and invited us in the spirit of the reset agenda, in the spirit of leadership as sacrifice, to contribute our 1 month's salary to the fund. Our President John Dramani Mahama showed the way, and colleagues, we have followed with a patriotic answer. We answered the call. Today, we are gathered here to formally present the proceeds of that answer. The Controller and Accountant General has already transferred the amount of 6.1 million cedis to the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, comprising the President's salary donation and our contributions as presidential appointees and staffers, and deductions for those who fail to meet asset declaration deadlines. Colleagues, I want to take a moment to acknowledge what this has meant in practice. These salary donations came with real sacrifices, bills that had to wait, plans that had to be deferred, commitments that had to be renegotiated. We all knew the costs, and we paid it anyway.
Government spokesperson Felix Kwachio Fosu has disclosed that former Chief Justice Sophia Ekufu sent her resignation letter to the President in September 2025 without stating her reasons. In a press briefing, the Minister of State in charge of Government Communications said the resignation was formally communicated, but details of her motivation were not disclosed at the time. She served as Chief Justice of Ghana from 2017 to 2023 after her appointment by former President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Her tenure was marked by judicial reforms, digitization of court processes, and advocacy for judicial independence. The revelation of a September 2025 resignation letter has sparked public interest as Justice Ekufu completed the official retirement from the bench in 2023.
First issue relating to reports of the resignation of Justice Sophia A.B. Ekufu. I can confirm that indeed Justice Sofa Abi Akufu has resigned from her position as a member of the Council of State. She submitted a letter in September 2025 to the President indicating her desire to resign. She did not disclose the reason for wanting to resign. When the President received the letter, he was required then to indicate his acceptance of the resignation. But at the behest of the Council of State, he had to hold on because they said they wanted to engage Justice Sofa Akufu to see if there was some grievance that she had that was informing the resignation and whether or not there was a way that it could be addressed. So they asked the President to hold on with the acceptance. But they got back and said that they had engaged, and as far as they were concerned, the resignation could be accepted. So the President has formally accepted her resignation, and she's no longer a member of the Council of State.
The United Party has raised concerns over Ghana's current plea bargain framework as improperly structured. In an interview, Deputy Director of Communications of the United Party, Bob Bachman, argued that the existing system risks turning the country into a zero-interest bank where offenders repay ill-gotten wealth without real consequences. According to him, plea bargaining should serve as deterrent, not a shortcut for public officials accused of corruption to keep proceeds of crime. He called for reforms that ensure stiffer penalties, full recovery of assets, and transparency in how deals are negotiated.
On this plea bargaining thing, to reconsider that law, because I don't think it is properly structured, and in its current form, I don't think it will help us to fight corruption successfully. You see, whether you like it or not, corruption is not a victimless crime. It always has what we call the opportunity cost to it. For instance, let me give you the one-to-me situation. He allegedly falsified information or documents to secure that amount of money. He said he was going to use the money for farming, right?
Yes.
So what it means is that if he had used the money for farming, would have increased our food production in the country. Some youth would have been employed, and food security too could have been enhanced. So these are the opportunity costs to what has happened. Are you getting it? Yes. That is why there are always people who suffer when people steal from the state. That is what is called opportunity cost. You see, my position is this. Corruption is a very expensive venture for the state. Therefore, if you want to succeed in fighting it, you should make it expensive for people. People who engage in corruption should suffer and suffer well for doing what they did. It shouldn't be that somebody will steal, turn our country into a zero-interest bank, steal from the country, and when the person is caught, the person just writes a check to the state and walks free. That should not be it. My position is that if we are going to allow plea bargaining for state plunderers, those who have been plundering the state, if we are going to allow plea bargaining for them, then the terms and the conditions of the plea bargain should be in our books. It shouldn't be the Attorney General to decide. The terms and the conditions of the plea bargain should be stated in the books. For example, the person must be made to pay the whole amount with punitive interest. Are you getting the point? Yeah. And even after paying or after making this financial restitution, you are only buying a reduced sentence, which means you are going to pay fully. You are going to also pay interest, punitive interest, and have a reduced sentence, not eliminated sentence. That is how you can make corruption expensive for people. So that when they are engaging it, they will be afraid to engage it. But if it's about just going to sit down, yes, I stole 100 million. I can write a check for you right now. Let me go scot-free. How are you going to succeed in fighting corruption with this kind of approach? So it should be very punitive, very tight, and non-negotiable.
Renowned corporate lawyer David Ofosu-Dorte described Ghana's requirement for Electoral Commission consultation in district creation under Article 241 as a fundamental error. Speaking on local governance, the founder of AB and David said district creation and national planning are rooted in special infrastructure and development needs and not elections. He explained that the decision to create a new district should be driven by population distribution, access to service, road networks, and economic viability. Relying heavily on the EC's mandate, he argued, misaligns Ghana decentralization framework with actual development goals.
Currently, the contest for managing cities or managing the country is set in Article 241 and various sub-articles I don't want to go into. Essentially empowers the president to divide the country into various districts for administration. But once you divide and create a district for administration, essentially it involves planning of various forms or the other. And then you have Act 936, that's the Local Governance Act, which also, as it were, gives the operationalization of what's already set out in the article. The important point to realize is that the law in empowering the president to divide the country into districts requires him to consult the Electoral Commission. And legally, that's a problem. I've had umpteen times to draw attention to this. The functions of the Electoral Commission are for people above 18 years who vote. Why the lawmaker has consistently tried to require the president to consult only the Electoral Commission is amazing. And I've had occasions to appear before the Decentralization Committee, various fora, and made this point that that's a basic fundamental error on the part of the lawmaker. Because to create a district or a region, you need to talk about orthophoto maps, what are the boundaries, what are the infrastructure, what are the roads, what makes it a livable environment. And very little of these have got to do with the Electoral Commission until it comes to voting. But the challenge also you find is that the Constitution also provides the Electoral Commission the power to do a census every 10 years. And after the census, we can then divide into districts. So we have suffered a bit of fragmentation as a result of that. I'll touch on that shortly. But the Electoral Commission you see on the slide is to show that they are supposed to be the entity to be consulted. I had occasion to speak to one of the foremost decentralization players in the country, and his answer to me, he's a politician, I don't want to mention his name, he said they did not even consult the Electoral Commission anyway. Well, no, not before putting their name there. The law has always required 1893 years, but the presidents over the period have not necessarily consulted them. Then you have the creation of the NDPC. After here, I'm going to go back to the history. But the reason I put NDPC here is that NDPC was set up post the Constitution under two laws. The National Development Planning Systems Act 479 and the National Development Planning Commission Act 480. You can't have development planning without looking at it as a composite act. Because you've got, for example, economic planning, financial planning, infrastructure planning, and spatial planning. Everything you develop must exist in space. Your channel office here has a place that it occupies. Okay. What was missing in the NDPC era is the spatial planning component. I know the controversy that led to that, but that's neither here nor there.
Residents and business owners along the busy Waja-Makati stretch are mounting fresh pressure on authorities to end the daily gridlock caused by refuse-laden tricycles. The tricycles, locally nicknamed Sanita after the waste management firm, queue for hours along the road as they wait to offload waste. The long line block lanes, delay commuters, and force customers to avoid shops and stores along the corridor. The call for the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, waste management companies, and transport regulators to provide a dedicated offloading bay and enforce staggered collection times to keep the main road clear.
for yourself. Mumwa, Yamwa. There 2 weeks in Sanya Bola Sassi, so I was a Faka. I know she buy a Stramala. There 2 weeks in Yanni, I took a brave. You want to fly and do baby, and I say, 2 weeks in here, Yanni took us. Almost I know you found. As a one as a 12 of my music to club. Yeah, you have to buy outside buying summer. And yes, I'm for. All the empties, no more Modiano, Shannon, you found. That's wrong,
we do something, we don't buy anything, and it's like the president has to do something about it. This is causing very harmful things to us. It's like they block the road when people are coming to buy something, they can't come. So the president has to do something about it. This is very serious. I don't know, but I linked they said where they have been dumping the trash. Like that place is choked. So they are doing new ones for them. So that's the reason why this is choked.
In business, the Minister for Finance has called for a fundamental transformation of the cocoa sector, insisting that the industry must become more resilient, prosperous and profitable for the benefit of farmers and the economies of both Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. Speaking as chair of the 7th Steering Committee meeting of the Cote d'Ivoire Ghana Cocoa Initiative in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, Dr. Forsen stressed that the future of the cocoa industry depends on deeper cooperation between the world's 2 largest cocoa producing nations. According to the finance minister, collaboration between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire is critical to safeguarding the long-term sustainability of the sector and improving the livelihoods of millions of cocoa farmers who depend on it. He noted that while both countries face common challenges, including market volatility, climate-related risk, and production threats, stronger cooperation can help them anticipate disruptions, protect the economy, and shape the future of the global cocoa industry. The finance minister emphasized that sustained dialogue between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire should not be viewed as an end in itself, but as a means of delivering tangible benefit to farmers and future generations. He urged members of the steering committee to focus on practical solutions and concrete actions that will strengthen the partnership between the 2 countries. Dr. Forsen also revealed that the president of Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, John Dramani Mahama and Alassane Ouattara, respectively, are expected to hold a high-level meeting to reaffirm the strategic partnership between the 2 countries and their shared commitment to the cocoa sector. To sports, Real Madrid have announced 51.8 million signing of Chelsea defender Marc Cucurella on a 6-year deal. The 27-year-old is with Spain at the World Cup in the United States, Canada and Mexico, but an agreement worth 47.5 million euros with a further 4.3 million in ads was struck on Sunday before the formal announcement on Monday. Since President Florentino Perez was re-elected and appointed, Jose Moreno was manager as Rowe understood to also be targeting departing Manchester City midfielder Bernardo and Inter Milan fullback Denzel, with French defender Ibrahima Konate set to join after leaving Liverpool. He joined Chelsea for 63 million from Brighton in 2022 and is called to have been keen to return to Spain, having come through Barcelona's academy. He has been linked with Atletico Madrid and a move back to Barcelona. The Catalan also gave an interview during the March international break, criticizing Chelsea hierarchy following Enzo Maresca's mid-season departure. He was part of a core group of Spanish-speaking players who were frustrated by the situation and struggled to perform under Maresca's successor, Liam. He had 3 years left on his contract, despite agreeing improved terms without an extension last season, which is likely to have played a part in Chelsea's decision to accept the offer. He was eventually sacked with Chelsea, finishing 10th and failing to qualify for Europe, despite the temporary appointment of Callum as care manager. Former Real Madrid and Bayer boss has since been appointed as the club manager for the 2026 and 2027 campaign. In showbiz, founder and leader of Anointed Palace Chapel, Reverend Isaac Obofor, has sparked fresh conversation online after stating that only Christians endure difficult marriages until death. In a recent sermon clip that has since gone viral, Reverend Obofor said Christians are bound by biblical teachings on marriage, which compel them to remain in unions regardless of challenges. He explained that unlike other groups who may walk away when a marriage becomes toxic, Christians are expected to persevere, pray and seek reconciliation based on scripture and scriptural principles. On global update, at least 11 people have been killed in a wave of Russian strike on Ukraine that set a major religious landmark in Kyiv on fire. President Zelensky revealed 4 people were killed in attacks on the Ukrainian capital, while 5 rescue workers died trying to put out a fire caused by strike on the northeastern city. The 11th century domination cathedral was significantly damaged in what Zelensky called one of the biggest Russian crimes against Christian culture today. Meanwhile, a Ukrainian drone attack in a Russian city of Tula killed 3 people and wounded 3 others, including a 1-year-old, local officials revealed. Drone and missile strikes set fire to buildings and vehicles, left more than 140,000 people without electricity, Mayo said. The Kyiv strikes, which targeted several residential buildings, left at least 23 people wounded. The Domitian Cathedral is part of the Kyiv, an architectural example of monastic buildings declared. A gaping hole could be seen on one side of the church with flames visible from partially destroyed roof. Zelensky said Russia launched 70 missiles and 611 drones in the overnight attack and that the fire had since been extinguished. French President Emmanuel Macron joined the Ukrainian leader in condemning the strike. EU foreign policy chief also called the attacks on the cathedral and Ukrainian civilians as a war crime. The strike comes ahead of a G7 meeting of world leaders this week in France, where the war in Ukraine is on the agenda. Zelensky said the meeting's response should be decisive and meaningful. More pressure on the aggressor, more assistance to Ukraine with air defense, primarily with anti-ballistic missiles. Reuters flames engulf in Ukraine following a major Russian strike. The Ukrainian leader earlier said he has spoken to U.S. President Donald Trump about efforts to end the long-running conflict. Russia said a United States-manufactured Patriot air defense had hit the cathedral, possibly after misfiring. Russia's military said its massive strike had targeted Ukrainian military sites. Meanwhile, this is not the first time the cathedral has been struck during Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, which began in 2022. In January, Russian attack damaged several buildings in the capital. During World War II, it was almost entirely destroyed, with the exception of its southeastern tower, UNESCO says on its website. And that's it on the morning news update. Thank you so much for sticking tuned to your radio. I will be back with more subsequent news bulletin later in the afternoon. I am Deborah Adoso. Good morning.
Ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adosu.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Good morning to you once again, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is your favorite online radio station. This is the only favorite online radio station you can carry along wherever you go. All you need to do is just download the app on Play Store or Apple Store, Ghana Talks Radio, and you are good to go. Remember that you are streaming live on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Due to some hitches, we won't be able to stream on Facebook, but we are hopeful that in the shortest period of time, we'll be streaming on Facebook. Right. This is the second segment of the morning show, and as you know it, we come along with knowledgeable guests who are going to be delving into the issues for discussion this morning. And this morning, we have sitting in the studios with us the NPP Communications Team member, Abdul Mutalib. For the rest of his name, it's difficult for me to pronounce that. I have told him that I will not pronounce it. My grandchildren. Why my children? Would they know you?
No, they will try to. As for your children, they will try, but they may not also get it all. Maybe you'll get one adding to what you know. Your grandchildren will come and finish it. So,
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hope all is well.
Alhamdulillah. Even if it's not well, we can't complain.
Yeah, you can't complain.
But as soon as you complain, you come and pick you up.
They'll come and pick you up.
Yes,
How do you complain that they pick you up?
Oh, any form. If you say themselves back, they will complain. It's a complaint, and they will come and pick you up.
You see, people know how you people are doing it. They did it. You people are also doing it. So as it stands now,
well,
right.
We did our corner.
You did your corner.
Yes.
Don't worry, it is well. just make sure that whatever you are passing out there is true, and you are not passing false information.
Don't say it's not bad.
You are not going to disturb the peace of the people. That is what they said. So false information, they will pick you up if your words or your statements are defamatory. They will pick you up. Just know what you say. That's all.
I hear.
Yeah, just know what you say. That's all. Right. How has the weekend been? Restful, stressful, chasing money here and there? Because a lot is happening.
Where's the money you have to even chase?
Oh, really?
Charlie, weekend sometimes, not even weekend anymore.
Why?
You don't know the differences between weekend and then work days. That's, in fact, this government has messed up our brains.
And so the government is responsible for you not spending your weekend.
Very well.
How is the government playing a part in this?
If you are talking about chasing money, if there's no money in the system, how do you chase it?
But you can choose not to chase it and be in your house. If only you will not be hungry.
But is it possible? Is it possible you'll be there without getting hungry?
So you know what you want, so you chase it.
Getting hungry is not choice.
It's not a choice.
Yes, it's a natural thing.
It's a natural thing.
If you eat today, if you want, you can say that you want to consume all the food you have. As soon as it's digested, you get hungry again. So you don't have option.
You don't have option.
Yes, it's non-avoidable. So.
Right. While a lot is happening, your election is also coming up.
Yes, our election is coming up.
How is the process? How is the preparation going?
Yes, Alhamdulillah, it's going well. I think we have barely 1.5 months to go. Currently, we are waiting on the constituency executive elections to be done. We have finished with polling station elections, finished with electoral area elections, and then God willing, I think 11th, if I'm not mistaken, 11th to 16th for next month, July, we'll be having constituency elections, and from there, by 8th to 9th, we would have done with the regional elections. Yes.
So that means that this one as well, just selected people will also vote, just like the way you did for the...
Yes, it's going to be a delegate system.
It's just going to be a delegate system.
Yes.
Have you heard that they want to sue people for that? That it should be open for everybody to have access to vote for the people they think they deem it fit can do the job. Do you agree with them?
Well, the individuals who thought that is doing what they think is right, and if the court grants it, we are law abiding, and then we would go by it. But I think not only one party.
All
parties practice it, and there is a reason behind that. You see, internal elections is one thing that you can't just open it because as we see it, you are a journalist, you vote, definitely you vote for a particular political party. You might also be those floating voters. Now what happens if you voted for NPP 1 or 2 times, and then they are going to choose a candidate, NPP is going to choose a candidate, and then they tell you are not having voting right? How will you feel? Won't you leave the party? You will become angry. For example, you take you take ballot box to polling station, then you say that you are going to elect NDC constituency executives, and then somebody is coming to vote, and you tell the person is not NDC member. In actual sense, the person votes for NDC. You think the next election you vote for NDC. So these things are not just done because there's no wisdom behind it. They do that to protect the people from getting aggrieved at the party's decision or treatment that is made to them. Trust me, if you take your card to go and vote for a particular candidate, and then you are denied just because they thought that you are not a member of good standing, it becomes different thing. Somebody can even have these characters of saying that he's a member of good standing, but in actual sense the person is not a member of good standing. Because when they say that a person being member of good standing, what it means is that the person has paid all the party dues, the person has the party card, the person has not done anything anti-party. So what it means is that if you even have somebody who has party card, the person has paid the dues, maybe just in the past 2024 elections the person left NPP and go and join NDC, the person can still come back and vote in NPP elections. You see that doesn't make sense. So, but once the court of competent jurisdiction grant that to go, we are law abiding and will go. At the end of the day, it's not going to affect only NPP. It's going to affect all political parties. And I'm sure the parties will not accept it.
You are sure the parties will not accept it?
It's not good for party. They're not good for. Personally, as I'm going in this contest, I might win or I might lose. But trust me, the process, the selected individuals representing the majority to elect us in these elections is very important than making it too open. There are basic reasons for saying that there's going to be they are going to keep this money for votes or vote buying. That's just their basic reason. Trust me, even general elections, people give money. Even general elections, don't people give money? People who have money do give money. So that one is there, but let's see how it goes.
Well. With the case of Chairman Untimi,
yes,
what is happening?
Yes, as for the case of Chairman Untimi, I think the NDC and then
the NDC.
Yes, the NDC and the media has made it to look like Untimi has been convicted. But let me put it on record. Chairman Untimi has never been convicted.
But has any media house said so?
I've not said they've said. I'm saying they are making it look as
making it. But is there any statement that has been used?
Yes,
I've not seen
I'm saying it's subjective statement I made.
Yes. You said
I've not made an objective statement. You are asking for statement to back that. I'm saying that they've made it look as if he has been convicted.
And I'm asking that,
yes,
are there any actions that
yes,
they have portrayed
a lot.
From the media?
A lot. You hear a lot of media personnel saying that Untimi lawyer asking for plea bargain completely means that he wants to dodge jail, he wants to do this. It's the court, it's the law of this country that allows that to happen. If there wasn't any provision of law for plea bargain, nothing like that would have be initiated. Trust me, I have always said that if somebody is found guilty at the law of competent jurisdiction, the person should be convicted, regardless of the person's political affiliation. But as it stands now, Untimi case, as we all know, there are two cases, but the one that is currently online has to do with Exim Bank. It was not as if Untimi just went and stole the money. It was the fact that he went for a loan and then defaulted. And if you default a loan, it doesn't automatically make you a criminal. So what the lawyer is saying is that if Untimi is persecuted and then jailed today, at the end of the day, he still have to pay the money. Do you get the picture? Even today, if Untimi is sent to serve at the Sawan prison, he will still pay the money. Serving the jail is not the end of the story. He has to still pay the money, right? So if since it's a loan and he has defaulted, he must pay the loan. So if the loan is supposed to be paid and the non-payment of the loan is what is making him to be accept being guilty on this subject matter, then it is in the wisdom of the lawyer to suggest that, okay, the court, since you are supposed to pay the money and you have defaulted, then let's meet the AG as the court, the law permits, to initiate plea bargain process. And that is it. So if somebody thinks that maybe make it look as if he has gone to steal money, and then it means that he has actually accepted that he has stolen money. No. He has accepted that he has taken loan and has defaulted.
Yeah, but according to the charges, the accused person
they have charges. They have charged him.
I'm saying that the accused persons are facing charges, and this accused person in this case is Untimi,
yes.
And this is what the court says: defrauding by false pretense, altering a forged document, money laundering, and intentionally causing financial loss to a public institution. These are the charges.
You mean the court? You mean the court has given verdict?
Yes.
And
this is it. It's over
when?
here.
When did the court give verdict?
This is from these are the charges.
You see, these
that
are not the
this
charges. These are the issues
They
that
said the accused
I'm saying that these are the issues that the applicant has raised. What you are reading is the issues the applicant has raised against the accused person, right? This is the issue they are battling. So what it means is that if the court grant the applicant case, it means that what this applicant is raising is valid and is granted. So these are the issues that the applicant has raised, but that is not what the court has charged Untumi of. Okay. So Chairman Untumi is yet to have his final ruling on the case. Mm-hmm. But having admitted that he has defaulted the loan, he has to go for plea bargain, or he wait and the court convict him and then send him to jail. He goes to serve jail and still pay the money.
Well, we are yet to hear from the courts if they are going to accept the plea bargain.
As for plea bargain, it's not a court. It's not just only. It starts from the AG.
It starts from the attorney general.
If the AG allow the plea bargain, even though the court has the final say whether the court will also accept it or not, but it starts from the AG.
Yes, so the AG.
So if the AG doesn't accept it, it will not even reach
the court. Yeah, got it.
So let us not make it look as if Chairman Untumi has been convicted and then he must be punished and nobody is happy. No, if Chairman Untumi is actually what's the name, convicted of having defaulted the distance, he must pay the money, and even if the court deemed that he should serve the jail, he should go. But we have problem in this country. Why are we interested in Untumi, whose case is yet to be determined? Just as we were so interested in the coming of what is his name, the former finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta, when he has not been tried in court about corruption issues, but we forget, we didn't see the need talking about somebody who was tried in absence, just as we did to we think that they should have done to Ken Ofori-Atta, tried him in absence. We tried Sedinam Tamakulu in her absence. She wasn't in this country. But we tried, and then she was convicted, and then she was still there. How many, when NDC came to power, how many months now? 1.5 years. Until recently they said that she has come back. And you know what? She came back so that and then they've just run to court, and then they would find a way to send that one to the Nole prosecutor.
But according to law, you can go for appeal.
Yeah, so she should have come earlier. Mm-hmm. She should have if in the first place you heard NDC saying that they are bringing Sedinam Tamakule to back to serve the distance. It wasn't like Sedinam came according to NDC. They brought her because they want Ghanaians to feel like no, they are not being selective. But why do you waited until when court set date to rule Chairman Untumi case? Then you now say that you are bringing Sedinam Tamakule to come and say, and even when she came, so since the whole of last year, they didn't see the need to come and then file an application.
So what are you insinuating?
So what I'm trying to say, I'm not insinuating something. I'm only saying that just as we agree that if Untumi is wrong at the end of the day by court, he should face the consequences. It should be the same applied to all the Ghanaian people. But it shouldn't be the situation whereby you see the former Maslok CEO. We only heard she has come. Have you seen her?
Are we supposed to see her?
Have you seen her?
But
no, I thought some. What's for security?
No, but
what
for
security?
What
security again? Her government is in power.
Well,
what security?
Reports,
let me tell you something. You the media think that Mama is doing well because he's active on social media. Is that not the case? So why can't you let us see her on social media? Just as this guy Kelvin Taylor came, and then we saw him on social media being given security to move around. We saw it on social media. It's public knowledge.
So
if indeed Sedinam Tamakule had come, in fact, those people that some of the media people and Ghanaian people think that President Mahama has done well for bringing people from South Africa and that has never happened, which is false. We saw the videos. Didn't we see it on social media? Their arrival, didn't we see it? So if in any case there is this woman has actually returned, we should have seen her arrival. At least we should have seen her arrival, and then nobody should be asking where she is, because we are not interested in where she is. But at least we should have seen that she has actually come. So for me, I'm saying that this NDC government is making things look as though they are doing well. They want to create headlines and then survive with the headlines. But with time, we'll get to know the true colors of.
Yeah, so from your
government.
submission, what you are trying to say is that this current administration is trying to shield Sedina Tamaklo. Is that what you are saying?
Exactly. And you also, how do you see it? Just be honest to yourself. How do you see the whole thing? If she was tried, she was tried and convicted in a court of competent jurisdiction. So if she thought that it was wise for her to go for an appeal, and even thought that under the MPP government maybe the court would not grant her that appeal favor. Since NDC came to power 1 year, 1.5 years now, she should have done the appeal from day one. Why do you wait till this time? And that even baffles my mind. You, somebody who was tried, convicted, you are not interested in sending the person to jail. You are interested in telling the person who has never been tried, has never been convicted, to come home.
But
As if he has done something wrong.
But if you should compare the Maslok CEO's issue to Kenneth Oyata, the Maslok CEO appeared in court before giving an excuse.
She didn't appear in court.
She did.
I'm telling you.
She did.
You see,
She did appear in court before she left. Before she mentioned that she has to seek medical attention.
I'm saying that. She appeared in court to do what? To see medical attention, to seek medical attention. Just as you are saying, let me grant it, without accepting it. Let me grant it. Why did she go to court? Was she not sent to court? I'm asking. Was she not sent to court?
She was sent to court.
She was sent to court before she appeared to court, in court to ask for permission to leave. Is that not the case?
But she was sent
I'm
to
asking,
court
I'm saying that she was sent to court because they believe that she has done something wrong. Is that not the case?
Mm-hmm.
She went to court to face the court, but because she's needed to go for medical attention, she asked for permission. Is that not the case?
I'm not understanding what
No,
you're saying.
I'm making a point. I'm asking questions to build a point. So I'm asking that she was sent to court. 1, because they thought that she did something wrong. 2, she went to court and to seek for permission because she was having medical attention to attend to. Is that not the case? Then why can't you send Kenneth Oyata to court so that he should also come and say that he's going for medical attention or he's looking for any permission? That's what the point I'm making.
So you want Kenneth Oyata to be charged in absentia? Is that what you're saying?
Whether charged in absentia or not, if indeed the NDC believe that he has done something wrong, they should send him to court, just as we sent Sedina Tamakule to court. In her absence, she came and begged permission and left again, and she was persecuted. She was tried in her absence and then persecuted. No, common sense will not accept this, because you don't tell me today that somebody is wrong. You know the person is wrong, and you cannot send the person to court. Who does that?
Joining us,
if you have enough evidence, send the person to court.
Okay. Joining us in the studios is Mr. Kelvin Abraham Wayo Tete. Did I get the name right?
Yes, please.
Yes. The NDC National Communications Team member. Good morning to you, Mr. Tete, and you are welcome to the morning show.
Thank you, my lady.
Yeah, so before we delve into the issue, we have to buy time to discuss certain issues that has already been in the news, just for you to have here. And then the former CEO of Maslok's issue came up and then also Ken Oforiatta. And then the NPP communicator mentioned that, which is Mr. Abdul, mentioned that why can't Ken Oforiatta be charged in absentia? If you have more insight to that, you can briefly speak on that for us.
All right, thank you so much. First of all, let me greet my boss, Sami Jemfi, and then Phyllis Ufusu Kwachi.
Can you get closer to the microphone?
And Akugan, my greetings to you this morning. And then also Perry, the special aide to Honorable Sami Jemfi. Perry, my greetings to you this morning. After this bit, I will come there, right? My dear, what is it there to suggest? I can't get it. The two issues are different scenarios, right?
Yeah.
Sedina Tamakru was charged in Ghana.
Yes.
He started court. He started attending upon court sessions. He sought for permission for medical treatment outside. She was granted, permission to travel for medical attention or treatment. It is after she left the jurisdiction for medical treatment that she never came back.
Yeah.
So in that scenario, it was easy for then Attorney General or the prosecution to go ahead and then prosecute the case in absentia. In this instance, you see, when you are being processed for court, there is a portion of the charge sheet that needs to be completed by the accused.
By the accused.
Yes.
So that means the person has to be present.
He has to, if the case has started. So when I hear my people that he can try who on what, he has a right to counsel. So the documents that they name, not the charge sheet, we have caution statements. The caution statement and the charge sheet all needs to be signed. The person's consent must be sought, said. Okay? Right. Yes, ought to be sought. Okay. So that is why I'm saying that. Look, it is not true that the two cases are same. They are two different scenarios altogether.
Right.
So Ken Oforiatta, they are a normal. Why can't he come to Ghana? He himself. If you are a public servant, taxpayers' money has been used to pay you to serve them. After saving them, you are called upon to come and render out accounts of your good stewards or your service to the public. Mm-hmm. And you say, what? You don't owe us the responsibility to account to us? Then it goes to suggest that there's no way it's henceforth any person, anybody from the other side of the political divide who supports Ken Oforiatta's attitude should not dare come to public service. Anybody in Ghana here who supports this kind of attitude should not come and request for Ghanaians authority or mandate to serve the people of Ghana, because they support the idea that after serving us, they don't owe us any accountability. They don't have any grant to God accounts to us about their sales. So in future, there's no way any MPP member who support this kind of actions should be given any no or any opportunity to serve the people of Ghana. But my dear, look at this scenario. I am not surprised, because in the courtroom, in the superior court of our country, of Ghana, we once have a chief justice who superintended a similar case and told the people of Ghana that a whole electoral commission whose actions and inactions is derived from the mandates of the people of Ghana. When an issue came up, for her to explain to the people of Ghana the circumstances surrounding her declaration of about 2, 4, 5 or more times election results. We have a chief justice of this country who supported her idea and even rejected and even ignored her to mount a witness box and then account to the people of Ghana. So in this case, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because we have certain individual whose mentality and then mindset goes to this, and that it was the worst I can hear. That a public servant like electoral commission can declare results and he has no responsibility to account to the people whose mandate she exercised. That was one of the preposterous, the dangerous statement I've ever heard from our superior court. And I don't blame the court itself, but the then person, the chief justice at that time, who supported this idea, supported this woman to perpetrate this kind of crime, fraud against Ghanaians.
Right.
So it's not surprising me that today we have a whole finance minister going on to that tangent, moving on that same tangent, because they derive those kind of mandate and authority and power and precedence from the Superior Court, headed by then former Chief Justice.
Right. So let's read as to why Ken Ofori-Atta. I just want us to get this straight before we delve into our main topic for discussion this morning, so we'll be well informed. So, according to the 1992 Constitution, Article 19, Clause 3 of the 19th Constitution of Ghana, an accused person is entitled to be present throughout their trial. Trials in absentia are typically only permitted if a trial has already actively commenced, the defendant has entered a plea in court, and they subsequently jump bail or disrupt the proceedings. So this is as to why Ken Ofori-Atta cannot be tried in absentia. So that means that
not
the
factual.
Case of Ken Ofori-Atta and
that is somebody's statement, please, madam. That is not
from
factual.
the Constitution.
I have the Constitution here.
Which
one? You are reading somebody's comments. It's not.
Read what is there.
Please, let's go to specifically Article 19, Clause 3A of the 1992 Constitution. A, specifically, it said the person refused to appear before court for trial be conducted in his presence after he has been duly noticed of the trial, or so that's it. This thing.
I know contract yourself.
Oh no, I'm not contracting.
Read it well, and then you.
Yes. No. She's saying that. She says.
Is it because she paraphrased?
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. Please get it right. It's not the same. You see, let me start it from 3. Look at 3. They are saying that the trial of a person charged. No. You are not reading the whole this article. Maybe unless, of course, you want me to. Let me tell you. They are talking about no.
Is the right thing?
Do you have it?
Me, I didn't bring my
contract. Oh no! So you see what you say? What you say is right. Please, for the benefit of our audience, Madam Esena, listen to me. So you cannot come and deceive us here. You can't come and deceive us.
I know the
quote it for us. Just quote it for us. Let me tell you. The 3 says that the trial of a person charged with criminal offences shall take place in presence unless, listen, in his presence unless A, he refused to appear before the court for the trial to be conducted in his presence after he has been served notice. So what it means is that the person can be to be tried when the person is present, but even if the person refused to appear in court, the person can still be tried. That is basically what they have said. That is what they have said. They have not said that they have not. The law has not said that if the person is not present, you can't send him to court. What I'm saying, the point I'm making simple is that, look, if you think Ken Ofori-Atta has done something wrong,
If he has done something wrong, send him to court. When you go to court and he doesn't come, that is when you will know that yes, he's running away from trial. Have NDC sent Ken Ofori-Atta to court and then he didn't go to court? Mara Esena, I'm asking you this question. Has NDC sent Ken Ofori-Atta to court and he hasn't appeared in court? Must NDC know that Ken Ofori-Atta is in Ghana before they will go to court? Go to court. Send Ken Ofori-Atta to court today. And if tomorrow, you see, and if
so I don't just want to interrupt.
No.
Yeah.
So that's
yes. This
I think
this
I've read
on
the
a problem.
clarification already.
Yes.
So I think that is what our audience
You
actually needs.
see,
Yeah.
I've
What he
equally
is saying
read.
is
I've
actually
equally
his
read.
opinion.
Not my opinion.
This
This is
does not mean that the person must not oblige to certain fundamental charges on the form. There are processes on the form, the charge sheet.
The court says that the court
statement must be
the
signed.
law is clear. The law says that the law says that
there is a document that is presented to court.
The law says
one
that
of the documents are question statements and charge sheet. All these documents are signed
by
the
yes I agree, and I'm saying that that same law is saying that you don't say that you don't say that because no have you gone to court?
You want a voice
is the charge sheet ready for him to sign? I'm asking, is it ready and it is not signing? No,
it's a legal
the
document.
The point is that the law itself.
I have been standing
the court. See, the law itself knew that. The law itself knew that there are some people who will refuse.
You know that
who would dodge trial.
You have arrested somebody for what?
You don't sit here and deceive our audience.
You make the person aware of the kind of crime that he has been arrested for, and then the kind of charges you have preferred against him. You know that, and then the person is, we are doing all this so that the person will consent to the charges,
but not on behalf, not the lawyer consenting on behalf of the accused person.
So the person knowing that I have been arrested, I have been accused of this is
let's even
you sign the charges. It becomes a legal document. What legal document is going to be before the court?
Right.
A document that somebody, the accused or the prosecutor has prepared.
Right.
Without the consent of the accused. Is that what you are saying? Is that what the law says?
Yeah.
The law says that.
Enough.
The law says that. The law says that if the person refused to come,
he should come.
If the person refused, the court can still go ahead and tell the person.
Have you sent him to court? Why is it right now?
Have you sent him to court?
We
have not sent him to court. No, you see, don't deceive Ghanaians.
You are your own country. You are letting the country. You can't come to your house. Why?
Right. Let's get into the issue. I think the 1992 Constitution wouldn't deceive us, and as I have read already. Right. So let's get into the issue for discussion this morning. Government to establish auditors' court to tackle audit infraction at Forsen. The Minister for Finance, Kesel Forsen, has announced plans to establish an auditors' court as part of effort to strengthen accountability and improve the management of public funds. According to Dr. Forsen, the proposed auditor court will serve as a mechanism to enhance oversight of the internal auditors, ensure greater accountability, and address persistent financial irregularities identified in public institutions. The finance minister expressed concern about reoccurring audit infractions highlighted in reports by the Auditor General's Department, stating that weaknesses in internal auditing continue to contribute to waste and financial losses in the public sector. As part of the proposed reforms, he called for stricter sanctions against auditors who fail to perform their duties effectively. These sanctions could include disciplinary measures and, in serious cases, the withdrawal of professional license. So government is set to set up a special court to look into auditing issues and infraction. So as some people can be put in check, we will see that our resources and our monies are not being gone to waste. Mr. Tete, is this a good news we should be excited about?
Yes, I think this government coming at the back of resetting agenda is putting certain measures in place that will help us as Kenyans to be able to block some of the loopholes in our financial systems, okay, which always is causing the states the loss of money.
Yeah.
Yes. And then if I will draw all of us our minds back to the accountability, what do you call it?
The Public
Accounts Committee
Yeah.
work of Parliament. Year in since the Fourth Republic, civil servants embezzle money. After embezzlement, they can boldly come and make some statement. Oh, the officer in charge has been transferred, and that's all. In some instances, the committee recommend a refund and a surcharge against such individuals. That's what indeed happens. Nobody knows, and then they go scot-free. Some of them even can, embezzle huge, make business out of that. So in about say 5 years time, they can repay, and pay without interest. So there's no punitive measures attached to it. So I believe that this government, having noticed what is happening, it's not right. Charging somebody in the name of, but we should see such things as criminal. Just as my village thief who went to steal somebody's goats can be charged before a court and then sentenced to imprisonment. We should see such things as such. So there must be court that after auditors have audited books of our state institutions, it came to light that certain financial malpractices, not discrepancies to say, discrepancies, but deliberate ones you can see, has gone into has gone to people's pocket. We should not leave that go. Refund, get the person to refund, get the person to repay, and then we allow it to go. No, we must take criminal actions against such individuals, and then whatever properties such people have been acquired with such monies, the state should be able to even nationalize those assets, if possible, auction it, and then make money out of that. That it will be so deterrent enough, based on what the court. That's why I like the court system. When it's put before court, it is so then will reside in the court powers. Okay, it will be within the jurisdiction of the court to determine that we should take the assets back, or we should let the person pay the money, or whatever the money has been used for should be confiscated back to the state. I mean, these things, when it is done, our civil and bureaucrats, civil servants, whenever they are put into office, or they are put in charge of something, they will be able to take advantage of our money and utilize it properly for the benefit of Ghanaians. So I think it's in good direction. You see, if I should give you a number of things from where I am coming from, you know the kind of things people have done, and you see, it's more grievous. This situation is more grievous when a particular political party is in power, and I will not miss words. When a particular political party in power, the civil servants within that particular system or regime, the corruption, the mismanagement, embezzlement reach a certain crescendo. If you should match data and records since our fourth republic, it's like free for all. When the fish is rotting for the head, the rest, your guest should be as mine. So you see, when we have our political leaders who don't show exemplary life, it transcends, because the bureaucrats work with them. They bring the documents to them. So you don't have that kind of leader who have the conscience and love for the country, who will be able to stand his feet grounds, even to the extent that even prosecute his own, or allow the law to work when it comes to such financial mismanagement or embezzlement. then of course it will embolden similar to the district assemblies, to the even our hospitals. Even our hospitals. Can you just imagine that where we all go to seek for life, for survival? Sometimes the kind of corruption that goes on within our health sector, you will be marveled. Or it's because the leadership of those institutions themselves then lends themselves up for those actions. Look, we can talk about Ghana National Health Insurance scheme. Corruption. Sometimes we have to. It was then President Atami's time that serious audit was conducted, and you realize that even the beneficiary, what do you call it, hospitals or what do you call it, institutions that render service to the hospitals, they make claims, and then fraudulently multiple the claims. Okay, the number of patients that they have attended to or supplies that they have delivered. I get it.
Yeah.
Just to make sure they get more. So if it is about 100 patients, before whatever they submit to the health insurance scheme for payment, it is become something else. So we took several auditing processes and we got to know that. So in the year 2009, we noticed that look, it's so serious that look, you cannot even, when you come to Ghana Education Service, issue of what ghost names is there plenty. So there are so many issues that it has to do with this kind of auditors. So I believe that look, yes, bringing this auditors report, whenever there's auditors report claiming and there's a confirmation, it has come to light that such individuals have indeed embezzled these monies. I think they should be given up for the court to
a special court
before and so this specialized court, I think I'm all for it and I support it.
Right. Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Tete. Let me hear from you, Mr. Abdul.
Okay, Madam Esanam, I think if someone starts to blow whistle, just follow the person slowly. He will come out with his song. And my good friend has tried his best to massage the whole story. The case of this audit court is something personally is necessary to me. Unfortunately, the question I ask is, who are NDC people deceiving? What did they say it is the purpose of this audit court? It is simply to talk about making sure that we retrieve all the public funds that has been mismanaged by public servants. Is that not it? All in all, that is the basic reason for the proposal for this audit court. But I think Honorable Ato Forsen should be the last person to even raise these concerns, because he is the beneficiary of mismanagement of public funds, and he is the beneficiary of having been mismanaged public funds, being given opportunity to serve in the highest authority as finance minister. That is where we are in this country. We are in the country where someone thinks that what he says is good, but what he does doesn't matter. And if you think that it is fair for you to start the conversation of audit court, then it is fair for us to also take our minds into the amendment of constitution. Because my friend is talking about it shouldn't be like people paying money back and going. It's just like some ministers, former ministers of state, after receiving double salary, they were asked to pay money back because of the opportunity the law allows. So if we are not interested in taking our monies back from the citizens, then we should amend the particular portion of the constitution that allow people to pay their monies back.
That should be the genesis of the whole thing. But this court, audit court issue, I think that it is proper for someone like myself and you should have even started proposing it, but not Honorable Atuforsen. Why am I saying so? He is the beneficiary of mismanagement of funds. In fact, he has a case in court going on. The ambulance case. And this government came, quashed the whole story. They quashed the whole case, including 6 others. You can talk about suddenly housing issues that this court has quashed. It's public funds. Is that not the case? Call is that honorable? He's working free because his government is in power. So if you are telling Ghanaians that you have come to reset the country with aura, but not OSA, Operation recover all the loose and not recover some loose, and you have now tend to be recovering some loose or attempting to recover some loot and forgiving other loose just because they are your party affiliates, then what confidence do you expect Ghanaians to have in you saying that you want to establish a court of audit that will pretend cases that involve corruption issues? We are in this country recently, just this month, like less than a week today. If we were in under a serious government that is interested in fighting and getting or protecting the public fund, he should have by now sacked some of his ministers, particularly the agric minister and then finance minister. For the first time in the history of this country, agric minister said finance minister is lying. Finance minister says agric minister is lying.
But I think that has been clarified.
And it has never been clarified.
Please, it has been clarified.
So who's now the liar?
It's been clarified.
That what?
So it's been clarified that money seems to be with the accountants of the agric department and it hasn't been cleared or disbursed to them yet.
It's unfortunate to be hearing some of these things.
Well, I mean,
which accountant? You see, you cannot sell the whole thing. The monies that were released to agric ministry, the agric ministry publish it. Is that not the case? They publish it. If indeed, why is it that the other monies didn't get stuck at the account and then the accountant and then it's only that portion of the money that got stuck with the accountant? I'm not surprised President Mama is silent on this matter, because he for once was being investigated by the orders of his boss, Professor Amios, to have been investigated on scandals. So if today the incumbent finance minister has moral rights to talk about a public funds management and how to keep it, and he has been called as a liar by his colleague cabinet minister, agric minister, and he's also calling agric minister a liar because of the transfer of 2.6 billion Ghana cedis.
It's million, not billion.
Billion. It's billion. That is the money. It's not million. It's billion. So you can do your research. You see, you want us as citizens to trust this group of people. Oh wow. Oh, forget. Let me tell you. The interesting thing is that when you allow things of this kind to happen, the ordinary citizens suffer. They suffer because look at the proposal that came from Honorable Sami Jemfi's office.
What proposal?
To buy a plasma screen at an amount of 800,000 Ghana cedis. 8 billion O currency. Look at the proposal that came, and in fact it was granted by the deputy finance minister from Youth Employment Agency under the watch of the loud-mouthed Malik Basantali on corruption issues. 9 million Ghana cedis just to train youth in turkey production. By now, some of these people, if indeed this government meant business, they should have sacked these individuals, because I don't see why somebody will come and tell me he wants to buy a plasma screen, just plasma screen for his office, and it will cost even 1 billion old currency. Let alone to talk of 8 billion plus old currency. And those people are coming to make headlines, and then they want us to praise them. I'm not surprised, because I see them look happy because they've got somebody to deceive them that they are doing well, and then they are relaxing. Somebody has come to lie that he's done with 8,000 people a test, and then they said President Mama government is doing well. Maybe, let me give him benefit of doubt. Maybe these people are the beneficiary of this same 1.6 billion Ghana cedis. Maybe they are the beneficiaries of this 8 billion O currency. Maybe they are the beneficiaries of this 9 million Ghana cedis. But apart from that, you don't tell the good people of this country that you are coming to look at how to recover monies from thieves, and you allow a group of criminals to go. And even at the time you are saying that you want to use the period to take money from thieves, people are still stealing, and you are quiet over it. And you want us to trust you that you can put up a court that will be mainly looking into the cases of audit. In fact, their reason is that the cases that has always gone to the various courses, courts are always delaying, right? You know that there are procedures that court goes by. For example, if you accuse somebody and then send the person to court, you have to provide evidence. And the person, if the person has to defend, in defense, the person has to provide evidence. And those evidence must also be interrogated, sometimes through forensic auditing or through forensic testing. Whatever it is, you can't shorten the process.
Right,
according to the law, you cannot shorten the process. So for me, my advice to this government is that if indeed they want us to take anything they say about corruption and then setting up court serious to fight corruption serious, then they should check themselves well. They shouldn't be paying cash to take awards before they come and tell us that they want to put. Where did they get those monies? 50,000 cities. Where did they get them? Those monies less than. Where did they get those monies? I swear, the next MPP government is the one thing about His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is that he is very generous. But I pray that the wisdom of let's deal with them come. We will jail a lot of people.
Okay.
Jailing does not lie in the mouth of Abdul. It lies in the powers of the court.
Right.
Based on the evidence
that
adduced.
Is provided.
It is never true, my lady, that Honorable Atu Forsen is a beneficiary of financial impropriety anywhere. There's no such a record in the kitchen of my brother Abdul Rahman.
Hey, you want to change my name?
Mother's Abdul. What's the name?
Yeah,
Abdul mother's kitchen. Maybe that is the story or the records in the Abdul's mother's kitchen. But so far as Ghanaian's public sector and then court system is concerned, there's no such record anywhere. What happened was that a financial guarantee to procure ambulances was signed by him. Guarantee is not payment. We all heard when the issue was in the court how the prosecutor, the then former attorney general, was coaching Jakpa to come and lie so that he can have evidence to even jail Honorable Atu Forsen. Finally, when the case went to the High Court, Honorable Atu Forsen was exonerated and freed. So before His Excellency John Mahama and the current Attorney General assumed office, Honorable Atufor's case was dealt with and acquitted. It was done at the court. I heard then Attorney General Godfrey Damin saying that he will go on appeal. But as we speak, we have not cited appeal on the judgment that was pronounced in favor of Honorable Atufor whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was never also the truth that the finance minister and agriculture minister were trading or they were having discrepancies as whether no.
Right.
Official records from Ministry of Finance is what we know. Madam, all public sector wages, payments and allocations is done by Ministry of Finance. If the Ministry of Finance comes out to say that this is what the total amount of what disbursed to this sector, so be it. And in a case, a Greek minister himself did not come or was not on air denying what was put up by finance minister. It was somebody alleged to have been associated with the finance minister. Are you getting what I mean now? So that is not see, when we are here and we want to come for official authenticated documents from this Ghana talks.
Yeah.
We don't come to anybody in this facility or maybe a hearsay to give us that record. Maybe, excuse my language, maybe we come to the receptionist. We have to, the record for the finance manager or manager of this institution, the record that is coming from him may be more authentic.
Yeah.
You understand?
Than anybody.
So when we rely on the information given by the reception in this institution or radio station as the sacrosanct or the genuine information, then we are not being academically being genuine to ourselves.
Right.
Then he also mentioned my boss, Sami Jensi, please, my future president, stay away from my future president. Or from my future president. No. Why? What is the crime? We have institutions that what look into what award of contracts, public procurement. So far as processes leading to award of contract to an entity or a company does not violate any of the processes or procedures, nobody can sit anywhere and say what is being conjectured is a conjecture. Have you seen the award documents, the items? See, madam, we have phone here.
Yeah.
Huawei phone, same Huawei phone, and maybe your Samsung phone. When you go to market, will you buy the same phone at the same price?
Oh no.
My friend should be. You see, I can see he's very educated. They are all phones. Same way iPhone 12 cannot be the same as iPhone 17.
No.
They are different. The difference in price is different. So when you don't have details of the items to be procured, you don't come and sit on air and malign my future president. No, I think I should be secure, taking some kind of apology from you, because no, don't go there. That gentleman knows his bait. And you know what? See, last time I was even talking to one of your colleagues that look. The gentleman is just a mere lawyer with barely less than, let's say, 15 years or 10 years experience.
Yeah.
But trust me, today he can be better attorney general than that of your attorney general, the former attorney general. He's far better. Look, today when we put to a public debate on the matters of law, and we have to subject Sami Jenfi, Honorable Sami Jenfi, and then Godfrey Jami into a public debate, I will sponsor it. You will see what happens. Even your former vice president, who you are seeking to return to power, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, who claims to be what economic risky. Today, I don't have money, but I will go and borrow money. They say now, if you like, let's organize a public economic debate. I said, well, let's conduct a public debate on finances or in the economy.
Right.
Sami Jenfi versus Mahmoud Alhaji Bawumia. Let the whole international world to come and cover it. You will see how shallow the so-called economic risky is. In fact, Honorable Sami Jenfi will educate the so-called economic risky to the surprise of the whole world. So that gentleman is a future asset. Don't go there. There is our president, our future president. So
Right.
please don't go there. This should be the last time you make your statement and try to bring something to rope him in when you don't have the full facts of the records. No,
Right.
don't do that again.
Thank you so much for that clarification. At what point in time do we conduct an audit report? Because listening from the Public Accounts Committee and listening to a lot of infractions, it actually looks like we have to wait as a country for these people or the supposed people or the accused persons that have been caught up in all these infractions to leave before we conduct. And when it happens like that, it becomes very difficult to bring this people to book. Yeah.
Sometimes they
So,
might be dead or traveled outside. You see, the system that we have in Ghana, it is good, but it is the human beings. You see, we have all different laws. But see, if you have fine laws, to what extent? And you have leaders who themselves don't learn themselves to obey and respect and do things according to the rules and the laws that govern the operations of that institution. This is what happens. Other than that, we have internal auditor in every state agency.
Yeah.
So you ask yourself, after the internal audit exercise, we then also have external auditors coming to audit the books. And you see, in the public works and services, evidence is the name of the game. So whatever you procure, you must secure receipts to cover it, to indicate or to justify that indeed such items were procured. In a situation where those items are not so, or maybe that's why you don't buy as a public officer. You don't procure for any other person because you have to account, and you account based on the receipts and documents, invoices. You understand? So it still baffles mind that internal auditors within the institution, in spite of all this, because maybe they are part of the institution and they are located within the institution. There's kind of connivance.
Yeah.
But then when external auditors comes, they are able to see, and they see it's not as if that they go and conduct the exercise in private, in silence, at the blank side of the institution or the management, and then they report in the public. Though they gave them grounds to say that this is what we find in your books. What is the evidence? What is the certification? Sometimes you are given the chance to go and even where the items are, to go and have a look at where they are and look at whether the numbers, their serial numbers, match to the records we have on documents
or not.
There are instances based on where I'm coming from, because I've done similar job before. Sometimes they manage to secure fraudulent documents.
Forged ones.
Trying to. But see, as a trained auditor or investigator, when such documents are forged, they are able to see them. That's why sometimes you hear the auditors like they forge documents, and these documents it has not it's not inconsistent with the it's because of the date, information, handwriting, and the signature, the name of the company you are led to have bought from. So some of those guys who are perpetrating this form in the fraud in the agencies, they don't know that the agency like auditor is trained with a second or third eye to foresee beyond just the document that you have used to cover the sold issues. So the thing is that in the past, it used to be 4 years.
Every 4 years.
In a years before the public parliament sits on the public account committee. It is always sometimes 3 years. So like
before they do a report.
Before they begin to invite such individuals for questioning. You see, but in the recent past, they are able to move forward to the extent that it's only the previous year. So let's say 2026 today, They are dealing with the 2025 or 2025. They will be dealing with 2025 auditors report. Are you getting it? Do you understand? Are you following what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm following.
So 2025, they dealt with 2024 auditors report. As for the auditors, the best they can do is that they will surcharge the institution that this infractions refund. If it is an individual like Honorable Osofo Manfo was surcharged in the Scroll and Associate case, that led to his hatred to Dom level. That you understand?
Yeah.
Yes. So individuals are surcharged, and then when it happens like that, it means that the person, if it doesn't pay, it ends there.
It ends there. So that means
they don't have any power to go and arrest them. But I think under the law, they are not. They can go to court and enforce. But then you see, depending the person in power, the leaders, the president in power, the auditor general powers to exercise the full authority to the end, is not that's why this I want to actualize it, make it a law and a court specialized asset. So after 1 year or maybe within 6 months after the infractions has been identified, we don't have to wait for Parliament committee, that's a public account committee of Parliament to sit. To bring all this thing to light before we go to court. Then and then we begin to invite certain individuals, because Attorney General will be informed by the auditors of such infractions, and then when necessary, or the auditors general in this case should be empowered then to begin to send these individuals to court or the associates to court to start the case.
So that means that previously those that were accused of these infractions, that means they are going scot-free because the court hasn't had the ample of time to look into their issue because of the
in most cases when the surcharge didn't happen, at whatever situation, you see you have a follow-up. This Ghana, after some time, then the case dies down. That's right. Because nobody goes to follow up and then brings to light what is happening about the hardest. But then, in some cases they do the refund. But then like you are saying, what happened to the 2024 auditors report? Those who have been asked to refund have been surcharged. Indeed, at this very time, the media should be asking the question: where have they been able to refund all? And how many institutions are involved? How many of them have been able to refund their claims that were surcharged against? I think when you do that, it will deter others. No, they say politicians are corrupt. But let me tell you, if you see a chief director, what he does, the question you ask yourself: how much is his salary? You see, Ghana, we don't match what do you call it, a lifestyle audit with our. So far as Nipano Yenche no dear, nobody. So see mansion. If the person have built mansions, once there's no evidence as to how he got the money, then we keep quiet. But elsewhere, you'll be questioned. And the truth that they will find out the kind of fraudulent actions or activities that you engage in. Abu is aware that today, if we should even go and find out about Dr. Alhaji Baromia, certain things, there will be a problem today. And that's one of our problems.
Mr. Aldo, let me hear from you.
Yes, so I think, first of all, this is TV3 report on 28th May 2026. Agric Ministry class with Finance Ministry.
You said what's the date?
28th May.
28th May.
Yes. Class with Finance Minister over 1.6 billion disbursement claim. Ministry. Over claim. Contradiction. My brother wants us to say that it was the ministry, somebody from the ministry, but it wasn't from the person. But he cited example that he insisted that what's the name? It should, if somebody need information here, the person should come to the person and not any other person within the institution.
The record,
Let me tell you, nobody is more closer to any political appointee than the aide. Who was the respondent to Finance Ministry? Was it not the aide?
He came first. In fact, if the minister himself wasn't aware, he came first. And when he came, and then the finance minister came. When the deputy finance minister made the statement in video, he came with the proofs of the monies they receive, publish it, and then the finance minister ministry came with the full disbursement they did, and then he came with a letterhead. You want to tell me that somebody is more closer to, or somebody can speak something about agric minister and will take him serious than the aid to agric minister? Please, let's be serious in this country. Please, I thought I was very quiet. Quite apart from that, this phone, as you cited, this phone is expensive than one phone. There another phone is also expensive than this. But the question we ask, the common sense says that what is the measure? What is the measure?
What document are you speaking to? No, tell me, what document are you speaking to?
What is
Are you speaking to Sami JP's issue?
No, Sami JP have not done anything. It was believed that the Gold Board awarded a contract, to a certain company to do renovation.
Right,
let
me hear from
you.
We
don't have the full document here. What items were being cited is a figment of somebody's imagination.
Right.
It's a concussion.
All right.
It's a figment of somebody's imagination. You don't have any documents of that. You have the procurement documents before you.
I don't have.
So what is he talking about?
You see.
It
doesn't matter whether she has it or not.
So what
she can choose not to have it.
Let
me tell you something. I'll allow you to speak for 11 minutes. I'll allow you to speak for 11 minutes. Just within 1 minute.
Tell me.
Just within 1 minute. You're already interacting with me.
We are not discussing that document. What document are you talking about?
You see, you refuse.
You are making a lot of inconsistent.
Were we discussing here whether somebody wants to be
president? On specific pricing. You are relying on specific pricing of a product that it was alleged to have been procured or is being processed to be procured. You don't have that document here. You want to speak to it. Details.
But there's document.
A price. I know is that there was an award.
Please, can you be professional?
Award for renovation.
Please, can you be professional?
So far as that document, we don't have details.
But if I allow you to go in this,
what are you talking about?
If I allow you to go in this time, it means that I will not speak. I will just sit and you. Please, be professional.
Please,
only procurement of a TV. Please,
it's a renovation of a whole structure.
Entity.
Oh,
so that's what about.
So you see. Please, allow me
to. Replacement of other equipment, and then the computers are talking about. Computers and then TVs. So if you are relying on a price of TV, we don't have even the document to quote that slot 1 indicated TV, and this is the size of TV. What size of TV are you talking about? You don't even know, and you want to talk about it based on somebody's hearsay.
Right.
What is the opposite of that story?
Thank you so much, Mr.
You see, whether we are talking about Sami JP issues or not, we were here when somebody.
There are procurement officers in the gold board or gold board institution there. So don't make the claims that you are making. Sami JP have not. You see, Sami JP doesn't award contracts.
Right. Mr. Tete.
Sami JP doesn't award contract.
Mr. Tete.
Unilaterally. So that statement is not supposed to come from somebody educated person like you. You should know.
Please, kindly let's hear from him.
You see, whether we're speaking about Sami JP
or not,
we were not also discussing about somebody is future president here. That was allowed to be discussed. I'm saying that if you agree in the first point that they were given contract for renovation or what have you, and then I don't have the document. The most important is that there's document. I can produce that document. I can produce the document. I'm telling you that I can produce the document. If you want, I can send it to you right now. I'm telling you that. Please allow me to make permission. To make my point. Let me please. Can you be more right now? This too much. Please, this too much.
You can't malam.
Oh,
good board.
I think I have to leave. I think I have to because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for somebody to behave. I talked to national communication.
No, you can't say it.
I thought. Look, let me tell you. This thing, people have done it and it didn't help them. People have done this. This is complete bootlicking communication you are doing. Please allow me. Let me make my point. I'm saying that whether somebody has the document, Mr. A has it or not, the point is that there was a contract that has an amount of 800,000 cedis allocated to by purchasing of
Right.
A 32 inches. All right.
No, I wanted to let you know that for the sake of the audience, is it possible you send the document so we can project it for everyone to?
Yes, let me make my
see.
submission. When he was speaking and talking about other, do you ask him to send it?
Oh, no,
I will send it. I will give it to you. Even later. Oh, you see, in communication, you don't spend all your time.
You are giving specific. That's why it is incumbent on you to prove.
It appears you are promoting him to act in this manner.
No, we are.
I'm telling you if you want the document, I will produce it after I'm done with my program here.
So how then do the audience?
Yes, you can. You publish news. Don't you publish news here? This is not the last time I'm coming. Please, this is not the last time I'm coming here.
The listeners have listened and go with your policy.
Let's grant it that.
At that time, he has polluted the minds of those who are listening to us.
It's fine.
Those who are listening to us today.
It's okay.
So you will not allow you to say what
Mr. Abdul, Mr. Tete, Mr. Abdul.
We don't do that in communication. We don't do that. Immorality doesn't play in communication. Please, let me go out.
Please.
But you start here, allow him to be dismissed.
No, kindly sit down.
But you have to be patient. How can you do that? So you are walking away from the set?
No, yes. Oh, yes, because I don't condone this kind of
okay, Mr. Tete.
You say whatever. Allow him to say. Allow him.
Exactly.
I sat here, allow you to speak for 11 good minutes. I never interrupted you.
Okay.
Why do you want to behave in such manner? You are grown, please. I'm saying that whether even granting that I don't have the document, which I have, he admitted that there was a contract that was given to somebody, and then even made analysis of two folds vary in prices. So what are you talking about? You sat here and then you want people to believe that if you give opportunity, if you want to get better information from somebody, then it shouldn't be the anybody apart from the person who's more closer to any appointee than the aide.
When you say the aide, who is the aide?
The aide was the personal assistant to the PA to Agric minister, was the one who published
name.
Oh, I can't recall the name, but it was the aide. It wasn't he himself. Oh, he mentioned you mentioned here accountant of Agric ministry. Did you mention the name? I'm giving you specific. I didn't say anybody in the Agric ministry. I said the aide to Agric minister, and that is public knowledge. He was the one who shared those informations. So if you think that you can put an auditing or audit court to check these things, you should have started questioning the whereabouts of 1.6 billion Ghana cedis. You can't steal a public funds, having it in possession, and then calling people to praise you for saying that you want to set up a court to fight that.
Who's still what?
Mr. Tete.
Who's still 1.something billion?
Mr. Tete, please, I beg you.
I want to know so that I can make.
You let him continue.
Because as so far as I'm here, I'm also learning from him.
Don't
so
worry.
maybe there's some from say I don't know. You should all patience, eh? So that I'm also learning. You see, we are here. As you speak, something I may not know.
Please, can we proceed
so
to the next topic?
Please,
can we proceed to the
next wrap up with your
no, it's okay.
You say somebody has stolen 1 point. Who's tell it? Talk, Abdul, talk. You talk. You want to just make.
You see, me not ever in my life. I've never encountered somebody like this.
You quiet.
When you speak and then somebody want to talk, allow the person to. Definitely, there will be time for you to talk so that you also speak.
I'm quiet.
Oh. No. You see, one thing I've just learned about this and some of these NDC communicators is that if you want to make a point that they believe that you will convince the audience, you will expose their inactions to the audience, they will distract you. And if you think that is fair, you can take over the studio and then continue with your argument alone. What is that?
Can you proceed with your summation?
You need to be patient. You ought to be a communicator. Communicators are patient.
No, I've been patient. For how long did you distract me? For how long do you have to distract me?
Gentlemen.
No, we are town bound. Is that not it? We are town bound. So if I have allowed you for 11 minutes and then even 1 minute, you are not able to allow me to even express myself for 30 seconds.
Mr.
And you want me to be patient for what?
Please, let's be
deliberately. And you want me to be patient for what?
Okay.
It doesn't work like that. At least we are here to learn. We are here to to also educate some individuals who are not informed about certain informations. You start here agree that your boss agency awarded the contract, and that I don't have the document. Yes, so if he even award a contract, who signed that document? Who signed the document? He's not the one. Did you want to say that 8 billion O currency? Do you want to say that 8 billion O currency for plasma screen? If it is procurement department, he doesn't award contract and what have you, and for that matter, we should not apportion the blames to him. Then why do you see the need to apportion blames to Ken Ofori-Atta when he doesn't award contracts? When he doesn't award contracts, just that he only pay contracts. You see, let me tell you something. On a more serious note, as for auditing process, there's one thing that we need to always remember. It has to do with the law. What does the law say about auditing processes? The law says that individuals shall be, I can't recall the article, but shall be audited after the tenure of his office as appointee. Not only MPP or NDC, any government appointee, you must be, when your term of office is you are getting out of your term in office, then you must be what? Audited. Is that not the case? So if individual is supposed to be audited, and then that is the orders from court, the law, then that means that we need to look at the law, how to amend it, so that individuals can be audit within a specified time. But let's also be mindful. Don't forget that in being in institution or managing an institution, there are contracts that are awarded. Those contracts, sometimes it's out of those contracts that monies are mismanaged. Is that not the case? So if you are still in your office and you have not finished your term, logically it means that you probably might have not executed all the contracts or projects. And if there's a contract that is ongoing, how did they audit it? They can't audit it. For example, today you get up and say that you are coming to audit 24-hour economy market. How is that possible? Until this government leave, then you will now say that okay, you have left. You said you said you are going to spend this amount of money on it. How far did you go about it? What have you done? And how much would what you have done cost? And what will be the remaining? And if indeed there was remaining, where is the money? It's in the account. It is not in account. And if they check and it's not in account, it means that some money has been mismanaged. And then they will now take the process through. So as for the auditing process and the timing, it is not deliberate to allow people to go. It is because of the nature of contracts and the time that people serve in office. But if you observe, in institutions where the managers are permanent, for example, secondary institutions, they even you realize that they do it, is it annually? The report, they do the report annually by the internal auditor, but the external auditor do it within some period. I can't recall, but it's not annually. So you see that those people, at the end of the day, they are given opportunity to either pay the money back or they are sent to court. And in most cases, look, just like my brother here said, sometimes the auditors are even more problem than the victims. You've gone to audit something. Ask yourself, why would the internal auditor be there? And then there will be something that will go wrong. Does it mean he has also taken share of what was spent? Why would external auditor come and see something and then sometimes find a way to allow it to go? Does it mean that he has also taken something to cover up the loot? So for me, what I would say is that this NDC government, if they mean business, they should sanitize their appointees. They should sanitize their appointees in a sense that some of the contracts that they are bloating, it is an attempt to steal the money or to steal the funds of public in this country, and also deceive Ghanaians that they are coming to fight corruption. Because you don't at one breath
transfer money and the money is not found to where you have transferred it, and then you come to another bed to say you are setting a court to fight corruption. What have you done to the action you have taken by yourself? What have you done about it? So clearly, as for NDC, even that, like I said, if any private institution or maybe non-governmental organization was those initiating this conversation of let's establish a audit court, I would have said that is the best. But NDC, we can't trust them because of their previous records on corruption, full of scandals. In fact, even they have their president who has ever been investigated.
The corruption is everywhere, irrespective of any political party.
Yes. Once you are a suspect, your credibility has there.
Are you aware at the end?
Please, are you done with your submission?
Yes. Are you aware of the
Mr. Tete, your final words on this particular?
My president has never been investigated and found wanted or found to have been done something illegal or wrong.
But he was investigated.
In fact, he has been cleared.
But he was investigated.
He has been cleared. That political investigation,
not the MPP government.
Assumption
his
of
boss,
current,
when he was vice president, his boss ordered that they should investigate him.
Oh, that is just to
so
lay clarity. That was somebody brought a gift, a car, for assisting him get a contract, and then in showing
if that was right, didn't he say that they shouldn't take?
And when he received the verdict, he didn't use the car. He returned before this thing. The news came out. He said the car
when he realized they were
for
coming
government
to
pool for the state what do you call it, transport. Okay, for the transport, the pool of vehicles that has been used by the state.
He was trying to hide it. He was trying to hide it.
It's not. He
was trying to hide
when
it.
That something was dashed, he also gave it back to the state.
They caught him.
So it was not being used. I get it. But
why will he even receive it in the first place? He forgot of code of conduct.
That's why we have to come
today, even after setting those code of conduct. What is the gift his people are receiving? Are they not paying 50,000 cedis?
That is the allegation.
It's not allegation.
Do you have any evidence to that? Oh. What I knew is that somebody came out to say that he has been contacted to pay money, but he didn't pay.
So it means that those who have participated, has paid for it.
But he also equally was asked to come. It's just that he didn't go. But okay, an award was prepared for. Whether he didn't pay, yet award was prepared for him. So we can't confirm that those who went and received the award paid. We don't have any evidence to that. You see the reason why I'm saying it was just allegation. You see, we are speaking to
somebody comes to say
issues that
somebody comes to say we are coming to steal. We want
people's
people who
credibility.
Steal. You have come. You have said you are not going to steal.
At all time when we are talking
today somebody has gone to achieve.
We should speak on record. You should speak on matters that can be authenticated or things that are of public record or something that you can verify. And then that tomorrow somebody can come here and sue you or take it to court. Right. I get it. So as we speak now, even the allegation of the entity that award such individuals have said that none of them paid.
We don't have any evidence. Why they contacted the other individuals to pay?
But
you see, they can't just. Do they come with evidence that they have not paid?
They have any evidence that they have paid. You don't have it. So it is.
No, the evidence is that they have gone to somebody to ask that the person should pay.
What I'm saying is that yes, auditors court or audit report, and I say court that will deal with audit reports is very important. A specialized court is very, very important. That all officers, embezzlement, impropriety, financial improprieties that goes on with state institutions. You know, whenever audit report comes out, and then there's an indictment, it indicts certain institutions and the personality within the institutions. I think taking the money alone will not suffice. I think it is proper that they should be prosecuted just as a small boy in any institution. When he goes to withdraw money, he packets some of the money. All those, nobody is above the law. Just today, like to me, has now finally accepted that he misconducted himself by going to bank, deceive the bank to award him a loan.
Oh, he made no statement.
But that's why it's a plea.
Oh no, but
he's on a plea because he said that he's so he's never accepted that. Look, he has to go to do plea bargain that he want to refund the money. So that, but I want to say that, you see, the money involved is huge. What if he has used it to do some private job to get profit on it? For the year involved, some kind of interest should be calculated on it. You see, it will also detect others that in the near future, whether my government in power or not, one day my government will go away, will go out of power. Right. So whatever I do within the period of my government, I should know that there will be accountability tomorrow when my government exits. Are you getting it? Right. When we do that, look, Ghana, look, our brothers, South Africa, see how they are punching them. They are putting them like they are in a ring. They are beating them defenseless. They are in Ghana today. After 4 years establishing their business in the South Africa, they have left their business. They have ceased their business. They are in Ghana. Ghana. Meanwhile, these monies we can use. There are so many money in Ghana. So many money in Ghana that we can use to establish. Look, thousands of jobs for our teaming gatherings too.
Thank you so much.
But then we want to pray that, look, as for those who embezzles our money, use our money to go and build a cathedral which never became, use our money to go and buy sky train which never came. All these things, you should let them pay and pay with interest.
Right, thank you. Mr. Abdul, your last
words. And Abdul agree with me that, look, people should bring back money with interest and then we should prosecute them. He knows.
Right, thank you.
Abdul, you agree also?
Mr. Abdul, your last words.
Very well. So for me, my point to end this conversation is that the NDC has scammed Ghanaians. The NDC has deceived Ghanaians that led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has deceived Ghanaians that there was no need for Nanado to start 111 hospitals at a go, but it is good for them to start 24-hour economic market, forgetting that the hospitals could provide one job, 3 people, 3 shifts to the Ghanaian youth who are unemployed. Today, the health minister is now pushing the blames to the number of people that are administered in the various nursing colleges, and that they want to cut it. This is what the government has for you. The NDC government has transferred some amount of money, that the money, according to a presenter on GhanaTalks radio, that the money is with the accountant of the Agric Ministry. I don't know, but what we know is that Agric Ministry says they have not sent such money in, even at the corridors of their veranda. The money, they are lying. We are not surprised because we have 2 liars who are leading scammers, and the NDC didn't see the need to sack these individuals, having mismanaged the public funds of 1.6 million Ghana cedis. They still want us to believe that they can put up an audit court. And Ghanaians, what I want us to know is that this is complete deceit. These people, they are forgotten of their promises to Ghanaian people. They are now running up to make headlines, so that at the end of the day, you think that they are doing something better. But the good thing is that myself and you understand exactly what we are going through. Those of us who have graduated without jobs, Charlie, we don't even know our fate. The Formula 133, the woman they used to deceive us, has gotten his share at the presidency. The NDC deceived Ghanaians. They were coming to give us a very lean government, but with bloated stomach, that causes more. The Ghanaians are waiting to see His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia coming to power today, to give us the opportunity for all. That is, continue the 1 district, 1 factory, that will give us jobs to finish the Agenda 111 project that would employ our backlog nurses, and then not following this scam clueless NDC government 24-hour economy market that cannot even sustain for 8 hours, because some of the markets they are talking about, they don't even stay for 4 hours.
All right, thank you so much for joining us on the morning show. We'll meet same time tomorrow. Do have a lovely day.